Okay guys, here we go today. I've had a couple of emails from you fellas and fellesses asking me about the working visa in New Zealand. Well, it's not that hard to get, guys. I'll give you a few tips and tricks in this video and you'll be flying to New Zealand in no time at all, I reckon anyway. So why not come on a working holiday visa to New Zealand, the land of the long white cloud? You might even earn a buck while you're here. That'd be pretty awesome, eh? New Zealand's a really cool place to come for a working holiday. You can meet all sorts of weird and wonderful people like me, crazy old coots, walking around the countryside asking people what they think of New Zealand. Anyway guys, all joking aside, it's a pretty awesome place to come for a holiday, even if I say so myself. Everything I talk about in this video, my friends, I'll put links in the description below. Everything from where to fill out your visa application, to how to buy a camper van, where to buy a camper van, where to get a good job, and I'll even put a link to a free app that if you're camping around New Zealand, it tells you every free camping ground in the country. So that's pretty awesome as well, I reckon. First things first guys, did you realise there are 42 countries that have a reciprocal agreement with New Zealand where you can have a working holiday from 12 to 36 months? Pretty exciting, right? Now, before you start packing your bags, my friends, and coming to the land of the long white cloud, I'll just give you a couple of tips that might help you with your visa application. Now, each country, depending where you live, has got its own specific requirements to the New Zealand government about how to apply for your visa, but it's no big drama. It's really easy peasy lemon squeezy. So check in the link in the description I put below, find your country, just open it up, and then it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to apply for your visa. But like I said, it's really easy, guys. Now, when you apply for your visa, it has to be done 100% online. You can't mail an application. You can't come into New Zealand and go into an office and try and extend your visa or something like that, because it just won't work. You have to do it online. And also, New Zealand has restrictions for some countries on how many visas we're allowed in per year. So make sure you check that the actual visa application system is open for your country, because that makes a huge difference as well, my friends. And in most cases, you can apply from anywhere in the world. But there are certain countries, certain circumstances where you have to apply for your visa from your home country. For example, if you live in China and you want a working holiday visa to New Zealand, you have to be in China when you apply for the visa. Don't ask me why. Weird and wonderful rules. That's just the silly rules. Anyway, just check that you don't have to be in your home country when you apply. Also, we have what's called an activation countdown. Once they grant your visa, it's normally about 12 months from the time that it's granted to the time that you want to come through immigration in New Zealand. So it gives you 12 months to pack your bags, get your bum towards Aotearoa and start your adventure, guys. If you go one day over the 12 months, your visa will be cancelled, and that would suck. Now, the visa cost for most countries is 420 New Zealand dollars, which is, I think it's about £300, £320. I haven't done the conversion lately. It's probably about 350 USD, something like that. So it's not going to break the bank, my friends. And 420 bucks for a year or even 36 months of awesome fun, man, that's got to be cheap at half the price, I would have thought. So I'll give you 4 or 5 specifics from different countries around the world, what the requirements are to come and work and have a holiday in New Zealand. So guys, now let's have a look at 3 or 4 popular countries that like to come to New Zealand, and I'll just give you the rundown on what's required for you to get your visa from those countries. Like I said, all the other countries, all much of a muchness, guys. Just the age might vary, how old you have to be or how young you have to be and how long you can stay, that sort of stuff. But once again, guys, remember, look in the description, click the link, find your country, open up the box, and it'll tell you all the details that you're ever going to need to know. And it's really easy peasy lemon squeezy, like I said before. We get a lot of visitors from the Czech Republic, so this is the Czech Republic rules to get your visa to come to New Zealand. You have to be between 18 and 35. Well, that counts Pete out, doesn't it? Yeah. The New Zealand government has a quota of 1,200 people from the Czech Republic per year. So if you want to come for this summer, I suggest you get in real quick. You can apply online from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in the Czech Republic when you apply. And remember, guys, no permanent jobs. The New Zealand government hates tourists who get permanent jobs. We like to keep our permanent jobs for our locals and anyone who wants to immigrate to New Zealand, of course. Doesn't mean to say we don't love tourists, though. Now, if you happen to be from France, parlez-vous français? You get up to 12 months duration stay in New Zealand on your visa. You have to be between 18 and 30, my friends. The quota with France is unlimited, so we let unlimited amount of French people into the country, and why wouldn't you? Once again, online applications from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in France to apply. So what are you waiting for, my French friends? Get on the old interweb and get to New Zealand. Now, our friends from the United Kingdom. I love the United Kingdom. When I went to the United Kingdom, I was too old to get a working visa thing. So I just had to be a normal tourist visa, you know what I mean? I had to spend my own money and then bugger off. But anyway, I love the UK. It's a pretty awesome place to go. But anyway, our friends from the UK, you are a special case. You can get either 12, 24 or a 36-month working visa in New Zealand. You're about the one country who has the longest period of time that you can apply for a working visa and a holiday visa in New Zealand. That's pretty cool, eh? Now you have to be between 18 and 35 years old. New Zealand has a quota for our UK friends, which is 15,000 visas per year. Once again, guys, you can't get a permanent job in New Zealand. And if you want to stay for the full 36 months, there's just another couple of extra questions that you have to do on the visa application form. But no big deal, really no big deal at all, guys. Now, our mates from the USA, you get 12 months on your visa. You have to be between 18 and 35 years old. I went to the States and did a big road trip. It was really, really awesome, mate. But once again, I was too old to get a working visa, but it was really cool. It was one of the best holidays I'd ever had. Now, the quota from the States, from the USA, is nothing, so we were allowed as many Americans in as we can possibly jam into the country. Cost is the same as what it normally is, $420. No permanent jobs, guys. Same rule as everybody else, and you can work and study. I think you can study for about 3 months if you want to, and you can work for the other 9 months or so, so pretty awesome. Now, with these visas, if you're in New Zealand and you want to apply for a 3-month extension, you can do so, but you have to get a job like on a dairy farm or hospitality, kiwi fruit picking or something like that. But you do have an option to extend for another 3 or so months, so that's a pretty cool option as well, I think. Like if you come here and you fall in love with the place and you're just not quite ready to go home yet, just get yourself a job milking cows or something like that for 2 or 3 months and we'll let you stay for a while. Now here's the really exciting part, guys. Jobs in New Zealand are plentiful at the moment. You find a job within a week. If you're not too fussy, you know what I mean, you can work, like I said before, on a dairy farm, kiwi fruit picking, or you can be a barista, pour some coffees, work at hospitality, work up the ski fields, any number of jobs, tourism jobs, all sorts of stuff. If you want to work, there'll be no hassle you finding a job here whatsoever. Just remember, like I said, no permanent jobs. The minimum wage here in New Zealand at present is $22.70 per hour. So you're not going to get rich with those sort of jobs. But if you're going in a camper van or something like that, you're going to have enough money for the old bit of grog, the beautiful eats, and enough money for gas for your van without having to dip into your own savings, which has always got to be a good thing. But if you're staying here for any length of time, my friends, living costs here, like groceries and that sort of thing, are quite high compared to Europe, and the variety's not that good. But we make up for it in other sorts of ways with the nature and that sort of thing, and how friendly people like me are. But if you're living in a camper van and you're just travelling around and you're a tourist, you can get by, no worries whatsoever. Now, if you're thinking about coming and you want to buy a camper van, you can get a camper van from about 9,000 New Zealand dollars. But mostly with this type of van, they're not really self-contained and you're going to have to stay in like a camping ground where you got access to facilities like toilets, showers and that sort of stuff. I've actually got a video with a few people travelling around in camper vans. I'll put it up there at the end of this video and you can have a look at that if you want to. There are various people travelling around New Zealand in their camper vans. This is a pretty awesome video. But just because you have to stay in a camping ground doesn't mean to say it's got to cost you anything. There's heaps and heaps and heaps of free camping grounds in New Zealand that have toilets, showers, that sort of stuff. Even gas barbecues that are all free. You just give a donation, a couple of bucks in an honesty box, and away you go. And some of them you can even stay for 28 days in a row without having to move on. So that's pretty awesome, eh? So if you can buy yourself a cheap camper van, I reckon you're all set. And because we have so many tourists coming to New Zealand, camper vans hold their value really, really, really well. I've actually known some tourists that they'll buy a van here like for $10,000. They'll use it for a year and a half. Then they go home and they sell it for $13,000 or $14,000. So they've actually made some money on the van while they've been using it on holiday. They'll just sell it to the next lot of tourists and then it'll go again. So it's quite amazing, guys. You may even go home with more money than what you started with. So that would be pretty awesome as well, I would think. So my friends, I hope you got something out of this video. Once again, I'd like to say a huge thanks for the people who bought me a coffee. It really makes me smile when I see these people's names come across my email. It's really, really awesome. And you guys really help me get around the country and make my channel even better and better and better. So remember, guys, remember to like and subscribe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And you gotta come to New Zealand, my friends. Come to New Zealand. I'll come and meet you at the airport. See you later. Bye.